مساء الورد والياسمين عليكم يا شباب ويا صبايا. معكم طارق أيمن من هوشة MMA. السلام عليكم، مرحبا بكم. كي دايرين اليوم عندنا كي دايرين، نتمنى تكونوا مزيانين. اليوم عندنا بطل اللي شق طريق دياله نحو العالمية والنجومية، ولد مدينة الدار البيضاء، ولد عين شق اللي مؤخرا انتشر الاسم دياله بالزاف على الساحة الرياضية. الضيف ديالنا اليوم محبوب المغرب يوسف زلال.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
Man, how did you learn that so quickly? What the?
I bet you I suck. Youssef will tell us how I did.
That's actually not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think you'll do pretty good in Morocco. You'll be pretty good in Morocco.
How's your Arabic, Youssef?
كويسة. كيف تقولوا أنتم؟ كويسة.
كويسة.
Good.
لا, he's fluent, بس إحنا المشكلة عندنا إنه obviously if we speak our dialect, you're not going to understand, and if you speak your dialect, nobody, half of our listeners are not going to understand. So it only makes sense that we do this in anglais.
Anglais. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, you want to kick it off, Ayman?
Yeah, sure. Youssef, I don't know how much you know about Hosheh MMA. We're pretty new. We're trying our best to introduce Arab fighters all over the world to the Middle East. And to be quite honest, we're excited to have you on, man. You're a big name in this part of the world, and we'd like you to take this opportunity to introduce yourself to your fans over here and get them to know a bit more about you. So it's not going to be your typical interview about your fight camp or about all that stuff that you're probably used to. We want to know more about Youssef. So to kick things off, why don't you tell us, who you are, where you grew up, and your pre-UFC career, and everything that led up to your UFC debut.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. Like you said, my name is Youssef Zalal, aka the Moroccan Devil. I actually got that name from my old coach. That was pretty interesting story about that. It's my old coach. I love watching Badr Hari. I don't know if you guys know Badr Hari.
Oh,
no, it was so like, especially back in the days, back in the day, he was nasty. I don't know, he's just destroying everybody. So I went in there and I just started keep watching him, and then I had my first kickboxing fight in America, and my coach was like, "Man, that was awesome," Like, I stopped calling you the Moroccan Devil, and it was just, I loved it from there. So it was since I think I was 16 all the way to now. I still have the same nickname, but I grew up in Casablanca, Morocco, obviously. So that's where I'm from. Spent 12 years in there before I moved into the U.S. But I really started kickboxing when I was 10 years old in Morocco. That was, my mom was like, listen, you got to go to school and then straight to the gym. You ain't hanging out with no friends. You ain't gonna be doing no trouble. I don't know if you guys know how it is in Morocco. So she was like, nope, that's not happening. So I was like, I ain't trying to get beat up by my mom. So I was like, okay, copy that. I'll do that. So yeah, so I literally did that, and then it was actually me and my sister. The scariest part was I have to take we call it a white cab. It's like the cheaper cab. It's like you pay 1 fee, that's it, and then it will take you all the way to the location that you need to, basically. So me and my sister, like middle of the night, it's like, God, I think it was like 8 p.m. I get back at 10 p.m. and then, oh my God, it was scary for me to walk down the street, me and my sister by myself. And I was like, oh God, this is, we're about to test our kickboxing here soon. That's what I thought. But no, man, it was fun. So that's when I started doing that. And then I had my first kickboxing fight in Morocco when I was 10 years old. So that was the scariest moment I ever been through in my life. I really think so. I came in there and I was young. And man, I had I don't know, what do you call them? The runs, whatever you call them. I had to go to the bathroom. You call them whatever you want. I was, it's still to this day, like even in the UFC and all this, like I sit in the locker room and I'll be like, oh yeah, like feeling it. And all of a sudden I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, I do not care. Like, we gotta go. I don't care if it's number 1 or number 2. We gotta go. Like, that's where it really goes. So I was like, that's how I realized. I was like, oh wow, this is happening when I was 10 years old, and it's happening when I'm 24. So like, this is crazy. And yeah, I was literally sitting there, me and my sister, terrified, didn't even know what's going on. And my parents were not there, just me and the team that I used to fight with in Morocco. And they were like, oh yeah, like, let's go. And then in Morocco, they have mats all the way across and 2 chairs in the end. That's it. Like, literally, that's it. There's no ring. There's no nothing like that. Like, now they have all that stuff, but before they didn't. And then you literally bring 2 kids and they fight in the middle. That's literally what it is. I think I had no mouthpiece. We had shin guards and gloves. That's it. Yeah. Like, literally just go like that and then go fight, basically. I didn't know. Man, nobody knows the teeth are expensive. I didn't know none of that, you know? I was just dumb kids just going, you know? Like, whatever. Cool.
Teeth are expensive.
Man, they very expensive. I don't know, I'm just, you know. But, yeah, so that's when I started my first fight. And I actually I did pretty good. I was not bad. I lost, but I lost the decision. You know, I was pretty good. I was like, oh, that's not bad. Okay, whatever. Cool. Awesome. This is cool. And then I just made me want to do it more, right? So I kept doing it, even though I was still terrified at night to go take the taxi and come back. I always felt like I was going to get kidnapped. I don't know why. I have no clue why, but that was only my worst fear. It was like I was going to get kidnapped and my kickboxing is going to suck and I'm going to get beat up. That's it, you know? That's all I thought.
That's extreme.
And then, I know. That's yeah, exactly. And then I had they had a home tournament, like a gym home tournament, like their own gym. And this is the ring. They had 2 posts. They did a rope around it, and that was the ring. That was the ring inside the gym. And they have like these cheap medals that we got for like if you win, right? So I go in there and actually beat this kid. And I had my cousins around me and all this. So that was like a big moment for them. They're like, oh my God, like you know how Arab families are. Oh my God, you win. You're gonna go some celebrity statuses right there. I was a kid, you know. I was like, oh my God, that was awesome. Blah blah. Let's go. But after that, I was just like, well, that's when I think it was like a year after that. So I started doing that from 10 to 11, and then so I had 2 fights when I was around 11, basically.
Yeah.
And I did like kung fu and that's it. Kung fu. I did kung fu. That was not fun. That was not. I hated that. That was not real. It was not.
You train with Ali Gacy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Have you ever told him how you feel about kung fu?
Oh God, does he feel some type of way about kung fu? Or no, I haven't.
You haven't?
He loves kung fu, man.
He is a kung fu fanatic.
Oh my God, bro! Don't show him this video. Actually, I love kung fu, man. It's pretty good. You know, that was. I had a yellow belt. That was pretty fun. You know,
because I'm a complete bastard. The first thing I'm gonna do after we edit this video is take that bit and send it to him.
Yeah, you would do that too, huh? Stirring that pot. Stirring that pot.
100%. I'm sorry. No, I won't.
So
but yeah, that was
pretty young. You started pretty young. I mean, fights at 10, 11, that's insane, man. Did it just build up from there? When did you get into MMA?
No, so my mom was like, you guys are gonna go to the US. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I thought I was just gonna visit my dad and my older brother. So my dad and my older brother moved in here like a year before us, right? So I moved in just to go visit. And my mom was like, I think you guys should stay here. I think it's a better future. And I was like, okay. I was a kid. I didn't know what to do. I saw the snow for the first time in my life. I started grabbing it, started eating it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm a kid, you know, I'm 12 years old. Like the first time I show up, I grab snow. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like you can call it American dream, you know, but I was like, whatever. I saw the superstore. You can buy your own, grocery store. Like you can buy your own stuff. I'm like, what? They got machines in here that buys your own like food and stuff. Are you kidding me? Like that's literally how it was. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, so, you know, when my mom was talking to me, I was like, oh yeah, thanks, mom. Okay, sounds good. No problem. I'll stay here. And like, in my head, I was like, oh, I was not prepared or ready for what's to come, you know? And I was like, oh, you know, whatever. But so I came here for 3 months and my mom was like, just stay. So my mom and my sister went back and me and my other brother stayed here. So and I was like, okay. So we started going to school. I learned English around like a 6-month period. So I did the second semester of 8th grade. And literally as soon as I went to freshman, that's in high school, that's when I was like pretty good in English basically, so I can speak English after that. So
that's amazing, man.
Yeah, that was like I had nothing to do like that. They literally show you a picture that says house, and they show you a picture of a house. Like they say apple, and then a picture of an apple, you know. But the most messed up part about it though is like I go to high school, and then they have me in ELA classes, which is like, you know, like you don't know no English, and then
English
they have
second
me
language.
Yeah, and then they have me in English 9, English 10 that I gotta go learn how to do a sentence to write in an essay. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to do this? Like, this is terrible. So I was like, yeah, literally, I look like you gotta put the sentences like the present, the past, how to do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then the next day I go to English 9, which is like, yep, guys, we're gonna read this book and then we're gonna write an essay. And I'm like, huh? What's that? Like, yeah, that's exactly what I said. And that's why I failed that class. I was like, this is terrible. But yeah, that was it. But literally, I didn't start. So we had a gym. I don't know if you guys know Bobby Lashley.
I don't.
He's a WWE wrestler.
Look, man, you've got to understand one thing. I am old, so if you're going to talk WWE to me, you need to be saying words that rhyme with Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Junkyard Dog, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's my generation. That's how old I
just know the last one. That's it. I don't know nobody else. I just know the last one. That's it.
So if you don't know the Ultimate Warrior, you young.
Damn, man, you call me out like that? Okay.
Yeah. See me, I am ancient.
Yeah, well, you look good, my man. You got the good Arab DNA. I'll tell you that. No, man, Bobby Lashley, yeah, he was like giant black dude, like giant, the biggest dude I've ever seen. And he's like 245, but oh my God, like if you guys look him up, he's insane. And I went in there and all I see him beating up this dude. Like we walked into the gym and him just beating up this dude. And then he came talk to me and my dad was trying to put me into that gym. He was right next to our apartment complex. And then he literally has a dude just coming in every few minutes just to take the sweat out of his head because he's bald. Oh my God. I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, no. Like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I here? Like, I thought I was here for kickboxing, not this. And then my family, by the way, thought cage fighting was until somebody dies, basically.
That's pretty much a lot of people over here until today.
I'm like, are you so like they're so terrified? And I'm like, no. There's referees, there's rules, and no, nobody's gonna die. You're fine, mom. Like, especially my mom. My mom was freaking out, losing her mind. My dad was like, oh, as soon as my dad sees it, my dad still to this day, every opponent that I get and I send him, you sure? He's a big dude. He's a tough dude. I'm like, Dad, thanks for the motivation, you know? And then I go beat this dude. And then he's like, that was a great fight. That was awesome. Next one. Go to the next one.
What was that gym? Was it a wrestling gym or was it an MMA gym?
No, it was an MMA gym. Like he had like wrestling and then all that. So I couldn't
you're talking about this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Show that right there. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. I'll tell you the story about me getting hit by that guy. It traumatized me. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So I was with him, and then he was like, this is the price, this is the membership, blah blah blah. My dad couldn't afford it, so I couldn't do it. So I was like, whatever. So I was like a little sad, but I was like, okay. But yeah, my dad kept working until like a year later, they moved locations. From that location, they opened a way bigger gym, like way bigger gym. He had a WWE like wrestling arena. It had like an actual boxing arena, like a cage, and an MMA mats, heavy bags, all that stuff. Like it was giant. And then that's when I started doing it. And then I walked in, and first time I walked in, there was jiu-jitsu going on. I didn't know what the hell jiu-jitsu was. Never saw jiu-jitsu, never heard of jiu-jitsu. And I saw like two half-naked dudes just basically grappling with each other, basically, literally. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I feel uncomfortable doing this, you know? And I was like, what? And then my dad's like, yeah, like the guys was like, yeah, go try it out. But like, I didn't that first day. I just did kickboxing that first day. I was like, no way in hell I'm doing this. Like, no way. That's not happening. And then after kickboxing, like, you know, I was like pretty not bad. You know, I was okay. But kind of learning, like we didn't do nothing crazy, like bag work, sometimes drilling. But the next day I tried out jiu-jitsu, and oh man, I got my ass whooped. Like, oh yeah, like you said, pretzels. That's a good one.
You
yeah,
got
yeah. I literally, yeah. That was bad. Like, I think I got submitted like 9 times in one round. Like literally, that's how bad it was. I was like, damn, bro. Yeah, like now looking back to it, I'm like, now like when I could do jiu-jitsu, I'm like, damn, you guys could have took it easy, could have showed me something, not submit me 9, 10, 20 times in one round. Like, damn. But yeah, so that was that. And then we moved locations after that as well. But before we moved location, I had my first kickboxing fight that my dad had to sign a waiver for me, and says that means it allowed me to fight basically because I was 16, because I was not 18. And I was like, okay. And then my dad came in, typical dad. He walks in, he was like, are you sure? Are you sure we can make him fight? This is the coach. He's talking to the coach. Are you sure? He's like, trust me. Yes, I'm pretty positive. He's like, trust me. I won't let you sign this if he's not ready. He was like, okay, sure. Okay, sign it. Because before that, I did my first jiu-jitsu tournament, and I literally got beat by these wrestlers. Like literally 1 month doing jiu-jitsu, I did a jiu-jitsu tournament, and I got beat in like 30 seconds. Like literally each round. So my dad was mad. He was like, and then my dad didn't want to pay my membership because he was like, man, this kid suck, you know? So he was like, damn. But as soon as I had my first fight, kickboxing, like it was like with shin guards, mouthpiece, headgear, all this stuff, you name it. Boiled mouthpiece, all this stuff. And then I went in and I destroyed this guy. This guy was a giant dude, like giant dude that nobody's like, who the hell is this skinny kid, you know, African kid? Like, well, no, he ain't gonna beat nobody. And I beat him up. And my dad showed up the next day, pay up my membership. He was like, yeah, get him going. Yeah, this is awesome, you know? And then that was literally where kickboxing career started in the US. I didn't have my first MMA fight until I was 18.
Most of your fights were with LFA, right?
Yeah, so I had LFA, I had some local fights, but LFA was the main one, yeah.
And how did you make it to the UFC? Walk us through that journey to the UFC. How did it happen?
So there's a lot of process, right? So first I started my pro debut, and I was like, okay, whatever. My team was like going with me, right? They're like, they saw something in me. So they're like, let's just keep it going. So that's why you guys see me fight. I don't care. Like if they give me 6 days, 2 hours, like my shortest fight I fought was 2 hours notice. Like literally, and this is in LFA. So like for me, they're like, fight. I was like, let's go, let's do it, you know? Because they told me you might have a better opportunity to change your life, basically, right? So I was like, okay, kept training. And all of a sudden, my wife, I was like, hey, the Contender Series is coming up, but I had my immigration papers were not going through. So they were taking longer. So I did not have a work authorization, basically. So my old manager was like, hey, I was supposed to fight Giga, what's his name? He's in the UFC, he's a 45er.
I know him, I just don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah, he's from Georgia or something like that. Yeah, they were like, hey, like, we have a contract. Like I got a contract. I went took a CT scan. I did all this stuff to get ready for that fight. So like they literally, it's ready. It's signed. Contract signed. Everything signed. My bank information, everything. I did all that. And then when it came to that, like, oh, where's your work authorization? And I was like, I don't have it. And the fight was like, they was like, yeah, they're like, you can't fight. So that was my opportunity gone. And they were like, it's all right. So like we just literally started doing LFA until we waited a year.
Hang on a minute. You moved to the States when you were like 13, 14 years old.
12.
12. So you get your first Dana White Contender Series contract, or you're going for it when you're 18?
No, I got it when I was 20.
20.
All right, 20. So like a green card isn't it? I mean, I assume that by then you're an American citizen, right?
No. So this is the problem is like so my dad never filed for, so I overstayed my visa and my dad never told me this. Nobody ever told me this. Like I would have went to Morocco and came back and I would still have another 6 months and keep doing it back and forth. But my dad never told me this and I don't think my dad knew it. So, and it just moved on and they were like, oh, you're an illegal immigrant now. So deal with it basically. So 10 years later, I have to be a grown man and do my own things now. So I was like, oh, so I told my wife, I was like, yeah, this is the situation I have, this and that. And then obviously we just had to figure out something and the rest is history basically. Right. So literally after a year being with my wife, that's when I filed for papers and all that stuff and really had something going. And then that's when LFA happening. Right. So I was like, I was killing it in LFA. And then I had the biggest fight. And then I had to fire my old manager 24 hours before the biggest fight in LFA.
Why?
24 hours.
What?
Because he was just not for me, basically. Like he's all about like long-term stuff, right? I was like, bro, I'm trying to change my life as soon as possible. You know, like I'm trying to get it going. So I signed up with Jason, which is Iridium that I'm with right now. And yeah, 24 hours, not even like they got me sponsors. They got me all this stuff like right away. And then I went in and I was like, he was like, I have a UFC contract ready for you after this fight.
Unreal.
All you got to do is go win. And literally I went in there and I lost a close split decision. So I was like depressed, heartbroken, all this. And I was like, whatever. So I did that. I had Ramadan and then I had another fight in LFA and I lost that as well. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just going to go home. So I went to Morocco for the first time in 10 years.
Okay.
And that's when I saw my mom for the first time in 10 years.
Wow, man. That's crazy.
So my mom and my sister. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just gonna go to Morocco. So they called me in Morocco. They were like, hey, we got you a fight. I was like, sure, man, I'll take it. I really didn't care. I was like, I don't care. Like I'm being fat in Morocco. I'm eating whatever I want. I'm just enjoying my family.
I'm Simon.
Yo, bro, I'm Simon. You name it. I was, bro. They eat down there, boy. They
eat. Simon.
Yeah.
I never like me and my girl ate so much carbs for the rest of the year. I feel like in Morocco for just a week, you know, that we've been in there. So I went in there and I stayed for 3 weeks. So I'm like, I came back and I had 2 weeks to get ready for the fight. So I literally started running, doing this, doing that. I had to cut from I think it was like 160 all the way to 135. It was catch weight, 139.
Yep.
I did it. I didn't care. And I had the best performance of my life. I had the flying knee knockout. And then I was like,
flying
and I
knee
was like,
first round, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. That was savagery of the worst kind.
I know. And I was like, I almost didn't believe it. You know? And I was like, what the hell? Man, I don't throw this. I feel like that's what I was like this. And I was like, I was sitting back and I was like, oh, damn, it's crazy. But yeah, from there, it was like, so I thought like, there's no way in hell I'm going to the UFC after this, you know, because this is one fight. I lost the last 2 fights. And they're just like, just stay ready, man. Whatever. We'll find you another LFA fight. So we were trying to fight for LFA for the next 5 months. They couldn't find me a fight. And I was like, oh my God, like this is terrible. You know, and
Nobody wanted to fight
Yeah.
you, or
Nobody wanted to fight, and LFA does not want to fly us out to like Arizona and stuff like that. They want me to fight in Denver. They wanted me to wait until I think it was like 6 months. They wanted me to wait for 6 months until the fight gets here. And I was like, man, I'm not doing this. Like, I was just sad, you know? And then when I lost hope a little bit and I was like, oh God, but I just stayed on my diet, stayed getting ready and all that. And literally, I walked into the gym one day and coach was like, stay ready. Your name is being brought up in the UFC. I was like, what? I was like, you come on, man. Don't be playing. He's like, nah, for real. Guys are just pulling out from left to right. Like, you might be there. And I was like, okay. I'm like, whatever. And then one time they needed a guy for Ostalingo. And then literally 4 days later, I get a FaceTime from my manager. When he FaceTime me, it's usually a fight. That means you have a fight. Yeah. So he FaceTimed me and just looked at me and not like just smiled. Oh, bro, that was like the craziest moment of my life. I was so speechless. I was like, no way. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna send you the contract here in a little bit. So I had to do all this paperwork for the UFC and all this because the fight was in 10 days. So I got to do the blood work, this and that. Yeah, that was the craziest moment. My wife was right next to me too, actually.
Like right now?
Next to me. No, like right now, yeah. But she was sitting right next to me when that happened, and she couldn't believe it. She was like, "Are you actually in the UFC now?" I was like, "Yeah." So that was the biggest, proudest moment of my life. And then, I went in there and I had the best time of my life. I went in there and really showed that I really deserved to be in there and really had fun. So that was pretty cool. And then, UFC career went on from there, right? I had the fight and all this stuff going on, you know, and then we took a break. I had Ramadan again. And then literally right after Ramadan, I got a fight, and then I fought that. I won that one as well. And then all of a sudden, six weeks later, they'd be like, hey, you want to step in on this short notice again? I was like, sure. 6 days, took that, beat the guy. And then all of a sudden they were like, hey, you want to fight again? Sure, let's do it. 8 days notice, boom. And then fight again in Abu Dhabi. And then now they told me fight again in short notice, 6 days. I was like, cool, let's do it. So it's back and forth. And then, it's pretty cool, man.
Man, when you signed up with the UFC, how did people back home? I assumed you're always in touch with friends and family back home in Morocco, right? How did they react to the news like that? I mean, how big was it back home for that community over there?
Oh, bro, my phone went, especially my Instagram. I'm not even playing with you. I think I went from 4,000 followers to literally almost 14K in 2 days.
That's crazy,
man.
On nonstop messages. I'm just getting messages. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah. And it was the craziest thing.
And what was it like sorry, I thought it just last one. What was it like to fight in the UAE? I mean, it's closer to home, I know, but what was that like for you?
Bro, it was weird. You know, I go in there, we couldn't get out. I was goddamn 5 days by myself. You know, that was I don't do well by myself. I don't. I'm a what do you say? I'm like a penguin. I need somebody with me, basically. Like literally need somebody with me, bro. Like that's how bad I am. But it was like the fight, like when the fight time, like it was pretty cool. Like they had the setup and all this and stuff. I wish I would have fought in the stadium they had now, but it was like, it is what it is though. You live and move on, you know. But that was pretty cool though.
Well, I mean, June, July this year, summer is when we expect Fight Island to be back on for UFC. So who knows? You could be out here.
I'm sure he knows.
I'll see you guys. I don't know, actually. That's pretty good. I didn't even know they come in June. I thought that was in Vegas, but I'm down.
No, we the insider information we have is summertime. We're expecting another Fight Island event, either June or July.
Oh, great! It's gonna be more hotter. Great. That sounds fun.
Dude, no. There's not more hotter. We have 2 seasons. We have summer and we have hell, and July is hell.
We just have hot
Yeah.
water, man. There's no winter
Bro,
here.
it is. Oh my God. I never felt that much heat in my life. I went in there and we opened the balcony. Oh my, I saw literally the only way to lose weight, go to Abu Dhabi. I'm telling you. You will lose weight quick.
It's like a slap in the face, that heat, man.
Oh my God. It was, oh God.
Yeah.
24/7 sauna.
Oh, even at night. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. When it's 40 degrees at 7 a.m., you know you're in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
So Youssef, what's next, man? What's your next? What's coming up? What's in the works?
So I know my coaches are like, we're trying to figure out if we're fighting before Ramadan or after Ramadan. So this is always the situation with me. Whenever it comes to like around Ramadan time, that's when we really got to figure out, because I take a whole month off, you know. So like I don't do nothing. I just enjoy my family, like focus on myself, and really just recharge the batteries, basically, you know, and then ready to go. But that's pretty much it where we at. My manager is already going, so I should hear something here soon. It's either I'm thinking earliest April or latest March, or maybe June, July for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously you had a crazy 2020, right? I mean, you had 4 fights, you won 3 of them. You're coming off a loss now. How do you think this roller coaster of win, loss, win, loss? How do you think that helps? That makes you a better fighter? Does it motivate you more, or how do you deal with this up and down?
Yeah, I think it just teach you the biggest lessons. You know, like all these guys think it's like you're just gonna win. No, you're not. You know, like sometimes you are your own enemy. It's not even the skills. You know, I was better than the last 2 guys that I lost to. It doesn't matter what it is. Like for me, it's mostly the learning experience. Like even in LFA, I was submitting all these guys, finishing all these guys, and then I lost 2 fights in a row, which is one of the biggest 2 fights. Because the second one that I lost, actually, I had a contender series contract, by the way. So I had UFC contract and a contender series contract ready for me, and I lost these 2 fights. But when you start really focusing on that and add the pressure to yourself and all that, it gets to you. You really mess up. And after that, I had the best fight of my life. So after the 2 losses, I had the greatest fight of my life. So, and that's for like what it's at now. You know, it's like, hey, like these 2 losses and all that. It's kind of like the best experience I can get right now.
Right. I mean, this is sort of where I wanted to drive you with the question, is to, you know, the message to all the other guys, especially the guys out here doing it. Don't let it get to you, right? I mean, a loss is a loss. You move on, you go to the next one. Who knows? Like,
if you lose and you want to quit, then this is not the right job for you. You know, it's like, and I don't think that's going to be a good thing to do in life anyway. So like you have a bigger problem than worrying about what job you need, you know, because everybody can work any job, literally any job. I can go work any other job. Yeah, I might not make as much as money I'm making or do as much as I need to, but yeah, who cares? And then the day, if I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying it, you know. But that's when really you get tested, right? If you don't, in life, you're gonna get tested. If you don't get tested, you got some rich ass family, I'll tell you that. But if not,
either that or that.
Yeah, exactly. But if not, you getting tested. I don't care who you are, you getting tested. Like when rent is due, when is this due, when is this that, you know, like family, blah blah. You gonna get tested, and the guys who do good is the guys who like pass that and learn from that, and that's what makes you better than an average person, and really that's what elite and elite can do. So that's the biggest thing I learned, and I hope everybody can learn from it. And that's what I really try to show everybody, that, you know, sometimes it's not all sunshine and rainbows like they say, you know. So it's gonna be like you said, hell in Abu Dhabi. I'll take you to Abu Dhabi, go to hell for a second, and come back.
Look, I mean, the thing I love about you, man, is you are so young, right? And you've taken an extremely mature outlook to your wins and your losses, and you're only just getting started, man. I mean, you're just getting warmed up. So, I mean, for us in the Middle East, especially on our platform, on Hosheh MMA, man, we see big things coming for you in that division.
Thank you, man. Yeah, like I sometimes I forget about that, you know. I forget to to believe in yourself, you know, and all that. So sometimes like you'd be like, oh, okay, like, you know, after the loss, you're like, especially me, I don't know, I'm a hard head. I'm like, I go in, I'm like, oh, I suck, I'm terrible, I don't want to do this, like, take me out of this, you know. And I'm like, man, relax, you're fine. You just lost. Go on and learn, move on from there.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. We lost your video. Oh, there you are.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Cool. So, man, we have a lot of fighters over here who are going through that struggle that you just told us about. You went through. What advice would you have for people who are going to be listening to this, who are on the same boat that you were in pre-UFC?
Man, the biggest thing I said is really commitment, man. A lot of guys will lose hope, right? It's commitment and hope for me. You know, I was like, I go in, bro. Nobody thought I was gonna be a fighter. Nobody, not a single person in this. When I was here, thought I was gonna be a fighter or a TV fighter or a national TV fighter. Especially, you know, I come in and I'm like, but if you talk to my coach and interview him, he'll tell you this is like, I never stopped grinding and working for even when I had papers. I was like, I lost all the hope. I was like, I can't go fight for a bigger promotion. I'm going to be a local guy forever, basically, you know, until hopefully I make it, you know. But so I literally started taking the bus for 2 hours, coming back and staying at the gym and not eating, not having money, not doing all that stuff, because I just wanted to commit to something that I really wanted it to be better at and really try to change my life. And I feel like that's the biggest thing for these guys. You know, these guys will do it for a year and two and nothing is happening, right? You know, you're like, I have no papers, I have no visa, I have no money and this and that. I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I kind of learned that through this relationship and with fighting and everything. But it's like I said, man, it's commitment and your hope that you have and how much belief you have in anything you do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well said, brother. Well said. I mean, here's the thing for me, man. You are in one of the most stacked freaking divisions in the UFC, right? I mean, that division is just mental. So, talk to me a little bit about the future. Where do you? I mean, who do you? Obviously, you've met everybody in that division. Who do you kind of look up to? Who do you think, you know, wow, I would love to share the cage with? By the way, I hate it when people say that. I want to share the cage with you. Who would you like to beat up one day?
I mean, I hope we don't get there yet. But the only dude that I really look at, like, kind of not look, I won't say look up to. Like, I really just admire his mindset and his style is Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that's my dude. That's my dog.
Yeah.
He's awesome,
man. The guy that fight with Calvin Kattar was just insane.
Yeah. That was.
But everybody thinks like this. Everybody thinks like Kevin Kattar is like a bad dude. It was a perfect matchup for Max Holloway.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I mean, all his fights. I mean, I don't think he lost to Volkanovski, and I shouldn't say. I don't think either. Because I'm Australian, and now all my Aussie mates are going to go mental. Shut up. Just all the boys from Oz, shut up. Max, I love Volka, but Alex didn't lose either one of those fights, in my opinion.
You mean Max didn't lose? Yeah.
Max didn't lose.
That's how I feel.
Either one of those.
That's how I feel. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But that is an insane division, man. So you know, it's a big hill for you.
Yeah, I sign up for a difficult job for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I mean, you know what? Like I said, you're still so young.
Yeah, man. So, you went through all those life tests pretty early, so that's a positive that you should.
Man, it's a beauty in the sky, man. Like you said, it made me more mature, more everything. You know, like I don't like, even in America, me coming in America, I don't see 24 years olds doing anything close to anything, you know. So that's why for me is like, I want to kind of, you know, make these kids like really change their lives, you know, like stop just waiting for, okay, oh, my dad's gonna give me this, my dad wants me to go to school, my dad wants me to do this, my dad wanted me to do this, you know, like my dad wanted me to be a software engineer. My mom didn't care. My mom was like, just as long as you're happy, whatever, cool. And I was like, bro, I do not look like a software engineer type. I just don't, you know. And like, I don't do well at school. I just don't, you know. Like, I'm not. Like, my wife is very smart. I'm not smart at all. Trust me.
No, you are. Just you're not software engineer maybe, but you are smart.
Yeah, you're a different kind of smart, I guess.
There's another Moroccan fighter fighting. He's fighting in the UAE Warriors card. I don't know if you know him or not. Anas Siraj Munir.
Yeah, Enes, yeah.
Yeah.
Anas tried being a software engineer. It lasted, I think, about a year before he lost his mind.
Yeah.
He did? I didn't even know
man.
this.
Yeah, talk to Anas about his days in IT. He will tell you that was hell for him.
Bro, IT is difficult, man. I don't know how they do it. I do not know how they do it. It's like too much. Oh my God.
Yeah, but ask an IT engineer to fight. So that's the same kind of problem they have, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. They'll break his hand as soon as they throw the first punch. So.
But listen, man, next time, I mean, you need to understand that you have a shitload of fans over here and supporters that you know,
man,
feel that struggle with you or with you throughout every step of the way. So every time you're down, just think of them as well, man. You have a huge fan base over here.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, man.
When we posted that picture that we put together for you and said, "Oh, you know,"
that's a pretty dope picture too, by the way.
I'm glad you like it. I don't know. We were a bit scared of the Middle Eastern audience, thinking it might be a little bit too satanic.
Bro, the Middle East. That's what my coach. That's what my coach said. He was like, "Listen, if you post a post, do not look at the comments. Nobody cares. Just go on, bro." The Middle Eastern are brutal. They are brutal dudes, bro. Oh my God. I love them, but they're brutal. They are brutal.
Yeah, we started enjoying it, man. You just have to embrace it and enjoy it.
No, I know. I did not know this because, you know, I'm young and still learning. And I'm like, what? Like, bro, like, don't. I was about to jump on the phone. Like, bro, I'm about to fight you. Like, I want to fight you. Let's go. I'm about to catch these hands right now, bro.
Dude, people lost their minds when they found out you were coming on the show.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
We're getting messages, calls, everything. So.
Yeah. Awesome to have you, man. Thank you so much for this. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope we can do it again before your next fight.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah. You guys will know if I have a fight. Just hit me up.
Yeah, we will for sure, man. We'll stay in touch.
Absolutely,
you guys will know. Man. Yeah, let me know. We'll do another one.
Awesome. Man. Youssef,
wait a minute. Before we go, wait a minute.
What?
We do this every time, and we almost forget every time.
Okay.
We need a podcast selfie, brother.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'm gonna take it next to my first fight ever, right here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ready? Peace.
Damn, bro. Why you guys making me look small, bro? Damn.
Damn,
both of y'all, bro.
Yeah, man. We're heavyweights.
Yeah, I can see. I don't want to fight you guys. Plus you're Arab too. You got some, you know, temper issues too.
We old.
Yeah.
We're old, man. We're old.
I don't know about old, bro. You guys got some great. You guys got some great DNA. Look at me. I look like 34 almost. God damn.
No, you don't, man. No, you don't.
Dude, follow us on Instagram because you're not at the moment.
Let me do it. I'm not, bro. No. I thought I am.
No, you're not.
Hey, hold on. Look at the notification. I apologize. Listen.
Slide.
I got you, though. You know, I got you.
All right, brother. Look, and listen, we definitely have to do this again. This was an insane amount of fun. We want to talk to you. Are you good? Are you close with Bilal at all? Do you talk to Bilal at all?
No, not at all. To be honest, I should talk to him though.
Yeah, man, you should definitely reach out because for us, especially with the way we see it in the UFC, we're starting to get some momentum. I'm pretty sure that you'd be talking to the Zaitar brothers, right?
Bro, I don't know. It's weird with those dudes. I don't even know. Don't
go there. Don't go there. But anyway, we're trying, like, you know, we want to see this Arab thing in the UFC grow because we got some guys coming out of here that are gonna blow your mind, man.
Oh, I know, bro. I know that there's some of these guys are crazy good. I was like, oh my God.
We got savages heading your way. Jarrah Silawi.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
You wait until Jarrah hits the UFC, man. As a middleweight, you're gonna see something you ain't never seen before.
Welterweight.
Welterweight, sorry.
Oh, I bet.
Top 10 UFC day one.
It's probably big dude too, huh?
Oh yeah, man. He cuts big time. He cuts down from like 90 to make 70.
Yeah.
Savage.
Damn,
Savage,
that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
We'll do this again soon. Take care.
Speak soon, brother.
We'll do. Thank you.
Bye-bye.